Hey folks, how you doing? I have a really interesting pistol here, and as you know, I am a collector of CZ pistols. This one here is the CZ Model 38. Now there's some confusion on this. Some people, I've seen it marked in stores as a Model 39, and that is not accurate. What happened, the Germans, as soon as, and I'll get into this in a second, but the Germans named this the Model P39T. They couldn't call it the P38 because they already had a P38 on a different pistol, so they called this the P39T. But the Czechs, its original designation, and what the Czechs called it, is the Model 38. So this was designed and going to be adopted by the Army in 1938. There was an original order of 40,000 put in for it. And just before it was actually, they just started manufacturing it when the Nazis took over the Czech Republic. So even though all 40,000 of these were eventually made, the Czech army never used them. It was mostly used by the Germans, and it was mostly second line forces, rear echelon forces, some of the occupying forces in different countries, and they did ship some of these off to various countries, and it is confirmed that some of these went to Finnish forces. And there were only about 1,000 of them that had Waffen amps on them. Most of these did not get marked. A couple things about this pistol that made it not as popular as it could have been, because it was actually a pretty innovative pistol, and it's pretty ugly also, as you see. Very unique looking. But the thing that hampered it the most was it's fairly inaccurate because of the way it was designed. First off, it's double action only, so you can't cock it. The hammer will not stay back, and as you see, it's not easy to grab the handle. So let me show clear real quick here. It is clear. Take the magazine out. This can fire without the magazine. It's a very long, very heavy trigger pull. This is heavy. This is like revolver heavy, probably even more than most revolvers. So it does have a very long, heavy trigger pull, and that is the primary reason for why it's inaccurate. As far as the barrel itself, there's nothing inherent about that, the rest of the pistol, that would make it inherent. It's just the long trigger pull. The other thing that hampered this handgun is that it is a full-size handgun, yet it's only chambered in a 380 ACP, or as they call it, 9mm short or 9mm Kurz. So it's a full-size handgun, but in a small caliber. What is really cool about this pistol, a couple things. First off, there was no safety on it. Second, there is no slide release, which is not totally uncommon in pistols, in especially European pistols of this age. But there's nothing, so, you know, if you pull out of your holster, there's nothing to snag or anything like that. The only thing they have on here, and this is the other innovative feature, is this. This is not a slide release. This is actually the takedown button. And the most innovative thing about this is the takedown. Press it forward, and it pops up. This is the pistol, completely field stripped. Not counting the magazine, it's only 2 pieces, which is pretty cool. The barrel is attached, and you cannot get it, you can't take it off unless you have some gunsmithing tools. And the spring right here is also self-enclosed, so you can't take it out. I think that's a pretty cool feature. If you want to take it down a little bit further, you'll just need a screwdriver. It's really simple if you have the appropriate tools. Just screw on this side. You just remove the grip, and then to access the internals you take this receiver plate off, and here is everything inside of it. So it's pretty neat. As I said, it's a pretty interesting handgun. Now, I will be writing an article on this. I'm just in a very beginning stage of research, but there will be an article I'm writing coming out in the 2015 Military Surplus magazine. So if you get a chance, when that comes out, check it out. Coincidentally, I just did an article for them on the CZ Model 82 handgun, and that will be coming out in the 2014 Military Surplus magazine. So, assembly, simply slide the barrel right over top. And with that, there we go, back in place. You'll see that the spring catches. There's a hole here, and that fits right inside there. This is an extremely well-made handgun, I will say, and the fit and finish on it is excellent. Now, it can be a little bit hard to rack the slide unless you grab the serrations. The serrations work pretty good. Serrations are a little bit small though, so you don't have a lot of real estate with which to pull the slide back. But it is a extremely well put together handgun. Very good fit and finish. The magazine here holds 9 rounds, in case I didn't say that before. And in excellent condition, these here go for $750. Very good condition, $600, and good condition, $450. For mine, I paid $470. It was marked $500, but I was able to get them down a little bit. So, very, very cool pistol. Very, very interesting pistol. So if you have any questions about it, let me know. Semper Fi. I just got back from the range and wanted to give a little feedback. I shot the CZ Model 1939 and it shot really well. It is the action on it is pretty smooth. It shoots nice. It's a full-size handgun with a small round. So as far as handling, it shot well. A couple of things. The grip angle. It's kind of old-fashioned. It's a lot like a lot of the other pistols of this era. If you've ever shot the Tokarov or the CZ52, it's a high angle, so it's almost like you're holding your hand almost upright. So the angle is kind of weird compared to what we're used to. And also another thing, the handle on this is really long. I'm not sure what kind of hands this was made for, but it's very odd. It's kind of long. It's not that comfortable. It's kind of hard to grip because of how long it is. It is thin, but it's long. Accuracy was actually a little bit better than I thought it would be. Now, of course, I shot, before I shot on video, I shot a magazine and actually had much better groupings than I did with this. But of course, as I shoot in front of the camera, grouping wasn't that great. This was at 15 yards, so it's at self-defense range. And it's not terrible. I mean, it's all, you know, here. But the trigger is long and heavy. And that, no doubt, does degrade the accuracy. The trigger does have a crisp let-off. It's actually, if it wasn't so long, it would be a really good trigger. Or if it wasn't so long and heavy. But it does have a nice break to it. And it is a smooth pull. There's absolutely no grit at all. I mean, it is a smooth pull. It's just long and heavy. I did have an issue. I was shooting some Winchester white box and the 380, and it had a flat face on it, flat tip. And I did have a couple fail to feeds. It did not like the flat tip bullet. So I'm going to go back with some round nose and shoot it again. I'm not sure. I'll probably put this video up before I do that, but just looking at the jam and the feeding, I have no doubt that that's what caused it. So, like I said, I probably will not follow up. This video will probably be posted before then, but I'll make a comment or something, or put a little note up